So today I'm going to talk to you about Google Maps, because last year they brought in a requirement for people to register an API in order to embed a Google Map on your website. And what that meant was that you had to set up a billing account with Google. And despite all of the reassurances that unless you were driving masses of traffic to your website, you wouldn't get billed, I have seen a few stories where people have racked up thousands of dollars worth of debt with their Google Map impressions. So it makes me want to look for a different and better and easier way of embedding a map in your contact page or anywhere on your website. So there's a really, really straightforward way of doing it, a really easy workaround. And I wanted to show you that today because it's literally going to take a couple of minutes. And the great thing is that actually it's probably faster than going through the process of registering an API with Google and going through the process and going through the steps of actually embedding your map in that way. So this is a new workaround. I say it's a new workaround. It's a new workaround for me. I hadn't tried it out until a couple of weeks ago, and it's working great. So I wanted to share it. So here we go. So I'm going to just pop a postcode anywhere into Google Maps, because this is the first step to adding a Google Map. You need to find the location that you're wanting to display on your map. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop in a postcode for Bury St Edmunds Cathedral. Okay, it's right in the middle of town. I live in Suffolk in the UK, near Bury St Edmunds. So here we go. So this is where it is, and the pin is pointing to the cathedral. Actually, it's here, so it's slightly off, but it's good enough for us to get started with for me to show you what I wanted to show you today. So once we've got this, then what we want to do is we want to go to Share and Embed a Map. And you can choose what size map you want. Let's just say we want it to be large. Let's go ahead and click on that. And then I'm going to copy the HTML. Now, once I've copied the HTML, I'm going to send it across into my page. Now, depending on how you're creating your page, you may be using a page builder, you may not. I'm using WordPress, by the way. So I'm going to show you how I would do it in Divi, which is the page builder that I use, but you might be using Elementor, Thrive Themes, or any other page builder. You might even be embedding it directly into Google's default editor, and that's fine too. So let me just switch over my screen share so that I can share a different screen with you. In fact, what I'll do is I will copy this across. So let's go ahead and copy this so that you can see this in my page. And in fact, I have just realized that I've overwritten the Google Map code, but that's okay because I can go and grab that again. So, so now I'm in this page. It has nothing on it. I'm going to create something now. So this is Divi. This is the visual builder for Divi. And what you would usually do is you would go ahead and when you add a module, you would choose a map module. So you would come in here, you would choose a map, and it would say this page can't load Google Maps correctly. And the reason for that is because it hasn't got the API key. So this is asking me for the API key in here. So I don't want to use this way now. So I'm actually just going to take this out and I'm going to use a code module. Now, pretty much all of your page builders will have an opportunity for you to use a page module. So, so this is absolutely fine. Let me go ahead and grab that postcode for Bury St Edmunds Cathedral again, and I'm just going to pop this in so I can grab that code. So yeah, I realize you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just grabbing the code from Google Maps again. So I'm just going through that process of adding the code in and then grabbing the share code. So I've grabbed the HTML and I'm going to come in here to the code module, and I'm literally just going to paste what I copied from Google Maps. And here you go, you can see it in here. And because I copied the large version of it, I could put that, I had made this into a 2-column layout, but actually I could make it into a 1-column, and I could put a custom size on the map, because if we go back to Google Maps, then you have an option for doing small, medium, large, or custom size. So you can choose whatever size you like. So if you don't want it this shape, this size, you can just choose what you wanted to do. And this works great. I've tried it in a couple of websites over the last few weeks, and and there's no issues with it. So this is the way that you would embed a map without having to apply for a Google API key and setting up your billing account with Google and running the risk of maybe racking up an account, some bills that you weren't expecting. So that is the really straightforward way of making this work. So I hope that's useful. Let me know in the comments if you have tried it or if you have other ways of embedding a map into Google. I would love to hear them. And in fact, I've just realized that this was kind of small. Let me just make myself smaller and just show you again. I'm going to quickly run that over into here so that you can see where it was that I actually found that map. So I'm coming back in here to Google Maps. I'm going to show you exactly where it was whilst the screen's a bit bigger. So I added my postcode into here. I went to share and I went to embed a map and I copied the HTML here. So here is where you can choose small, medium, large, or a custom size. And then you just go ahead, copy the HTML, and that's all there is to it.